Thank you, Senator Leyonhjelm. Senator O'Sullivan.
Thank you, Mr Acting Deputy President. Look, I rise tonight to pay tribute to a very prominent and great Queenslander, the late Pat O'Shea, who was lost to us just recently. Pat O'Shea was a great identity in my state and in particular on the Darling Downs and the Lockyer Valley areas. He was actually known as the voice of the Darling Downs, having started a career in media in about 1978, and he went on for over 30 years to serve the people of our region and our state. He was a very respected media personality in both radio and television, and particularly in the area of sports, most particularly in the area of racing. But Pat didn't just concentrate on calling races. He also was a caller of football throughout the region, boxing and any other number of competitive sporting events. More recently, Pat took on the role as being the sports reader for a local TV network, again whose distribution was broadly through the Darling Downs and the southeast part of Queensland. He was prominent in racing circles and was responsible often in introducing people to what he and others referred to as the sport of kings, and Pat would often lead large delegations out of Queensland to allow people to walk them through the wonderful experience of the Melbourne Spring Racing Carnival. Pat was also well known as a tipster, and many people relied on his advice, and many report sound winds on the back of Pat's tips for the Saturday races. Although a close friend of his, Des McGovern, remembers most prominently an event at the Brisbane Dogs where they were having a celebrity hurdle race, and Pat had entered as a celebrity identity. Now, by that time, Pat was no longer the captain coach of White's Football Club, All Whites in Toowoomba, and had apparently put on a few pounds, and so attracted not bad odds from the bookies who were at the Dogs that night, getting 30 to 1. And Des remembers that he and Pat wagered $50 and $20 each way, respectively, and Des remembers Pat being way out in front. He describes it as a mile in front before Pat was inflicted with a condition known as plaited legs, burying his nose in the turf and leaving both of them apparently with insufficient resources to have the traditional Chinese dinner on the way home from the races. But look, while that'll be Des's memory along with others, Pat will be remembered obviously by his family as being a wonderful partner to Cecile, a great father to James, Kate and Karen, and a terrific grandfather to his 3 grandchildren. Pat has been taken away from us all and his family far too soon and will be greatly missed by the people of the Darling Downs in Queensland. But more broadly, Pat will be remembered for his mateship, his decency and his integrity and his unselfishness, as he has put tens of thousands of hours over the decades through community services, not just in sport, but chairing community events at no cost, as is the case with many prominent people in the media in our area. He was a true professional in the media and in all the work that he'd done, and I'm prepared to make the call tonight that he was probably the best, longest serving and most professional sports media identity in my home state. And can I say, Pat, whilst you are gone, there are tens of thousands of Queenslanders, particularly around the Darling Downs and the south east part of our state, who will never forget you. Rest easy.